My guys, my family, welcome. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Minds of Men podcast. I'm your one and only, your host, Mr. Daniel Arsenault. I have been privileged today to be graced the honor to be sitting. I wish it was next to my brother, but sitting across about 8.5 hours away. But I'm glad that we're able to be able to join the podcast today with the one and only man, my brother, my mentor, my guy, the guy that I feed off of his mental all the time. This gentleman means a lot to me, man. I'm so glad that you're here. The one and only Mr. Arthur Bush, man. You guys give it up for him, Mr. Arthur. Thank you for being here, brother. Thank you for being here, man.
I'm honored, man. I had to be a part of this. Most times in life, you ask people to do things with you, and the typical response is, "Man, I'm always busy. I got a lot going on," and we all are busy. But man, in life, you do the things that you want to do. You make time to do the things that you want to do,
Facts. Facts.
and hence me being here right now with you. I'm honored to be here.
That's
Salute.
love. That's love, baby. That's love, man. I appreciate you being here, man. Guys, look, once again, Daniel Arsenault. I'm your host of Minds of Men podcast with grace with the presence of Arthur Bush here today. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys joining us again. The last video that we put up was just an intro to Minds of Men podcast. Yeah, just letting you guys know that, hey, please join the family, join us, come and see us, kind of what's to be expected. This podcast, this one right here, is simply here to give you another intro, but a little bit of details, but another intro of what is Minds of Men podcast going to be covering. What is Minds of Men podcast going to be covering? I know the question, man, like I'm going to just tell you, these next 5 to 7 minutes that we're going to be sitting here talking, listen, hone in, don't go anywhere, because you might be able to learn something even with an intro. Even with an intro, I think all small mental stuff that we can learn, and mental lunch is what I call it, where you can come in and be a student of the game and get to eating a little bit. Everything small has a bigger meaning behind it. So pay attention. Follow us while we're going through these few different things. Arthur, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go, man. That's what I'm talking about. So, hey, look, I'm not going to raffle off a whole bunch of questions, but hey, let's talk. Let's talk, man. Let's have a
Hit me
conversation
with it, man.
about
Hit
a
me with it.
things, man. Some of the topics we're gonna be bringing up in this podcast. Some of the topics. A complex man's mind. How important is mental health? You know what, man? Before we skim past that one, I want to just stop on that one real quick. Men, stop. Hear me out. Let me give you a little inside scoop to something real quick. Hey, we struggle. We struggle. Even successful people that make a ton of money, even successful people that got great credit, that drive whatever car they want, live in whatever house they want, do whatever they want to do. These guys struggle. We struggle, man. We struggle. So we are just like you. But you want me to tell you what the difference is? I'm going to be vocal so that way you can be vocal.
That's right.
Let's talk about it. Arthur, why do you think, my men, hear me out. Arthur, why do you think as men, you know what? I don't even want to say why do you think? Let's talk about how important is mental health and being vocal about mental health for men. How important is that?
You know how when you're at your computer
Mhm.
and you're doing busy work and you have all of those windows open,
Yeah.
if you close all of those windows, the computer will do what? It's going to perform at a
Yeah.
faster pace.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's what we need to do with mental health.
Yeah.
Those of us who walk around with it, let's close those windows out so that we can operate at a more efficient, a faster pace, meaning confront it, talk about it. And look, from someone who's dealt with it my entire life and have family members that are near and dear to me that have gone through it, is going through it, because it doesn't dissipate by any means. You learn the coping skills, but it doesn't just become a mist in the air. But
Mm.
when you can find that person or persons, but it only may take one, that you can actually open up and just talk about it,
Yeah.
and you can trust that person, you can start closing out those mental windows to operate at a faster and more efficient pace in your life. And we're going to get into that. I mean, your podcast as a whole is going to get into that.
This is a place for us to talk about it. This is the place where men will come and they will reach out and say, "Hey, man, I'm struggling." And that's what that's for. That's what this is for, man. This is a platform for the guys to come together and say, "Hey, man, you are not alone. Hey, man, we have solutions to this drama that you are dealing with. And hey, here's the roadmap of how to fix it." Just like you said, closing out the tabs on the computer, that's a beautiful way to put it. Closing out all these tabs, man, sometimes we just need isolation. Sometimes we just need that mental, that mental vomit to just throw up how we feel and somebody to just be there to help us clean it up and put those pieces back together so we can be our full selves. I think that's beautiful, man. Men, this is a lot of what we're going to be talking about. So that's just two things right there: mental
Throw
health.
another throw another topic at me. What we
Come on,
got?
come on, man. All of it. All of it. So, hey, look, another topic we'll be talking about: marriage. Marriage.
Marriage.
How
Marriage.
important? Well, I don't really want to say how important is marriage, because for all my single guys out there looking for a little shorty to pick up, you know what I'm saying? You're looking for a little mama to have around there. But I am married. You married now? Obviously, you've been married a long time. Marriage kind of, I guess, kind of give me a brief interview on how good marriage is, how healthy it is, and also, it could be a little rough sometimes. Give me a little brief interlude of what we're going to talk about on marriage and how important that is.
I'll give it to you like this when it comes to marriage, man. Here I am, May 22nd this year, 2025. Here we are face to face with 32 years of marriage. 32 years of marriage. And let me tell you something. We
32, man.
we could talk till we blue in the face, but in an illustrative sense, you're going up a hill. The first side of the hill, no one can tell you how long your side of that hill is. And you don't know that it's a hill until you get to the top, if you can. And when you get to the top, because you're using more torque with the vehicle going up a hill, meaning it's hard in marriage to get to the top. When you get to the top, it's at that point that you realize that it was a hill. And when you look back, and realize that that's what that was, all of that drama that we went through, all of that oppression, that strife that we went through, and then you look to the left or the right of you, no matter where she is or he is, and you say to that person, that's what we went through, and you went through that with me. Guess what? Grab that person's hand and go down that hill. And as we know, coming down a hill is a whole lot easier than going up a hill. But now you will be going down that hill with your best friend, because it was that time you realize that truly was your best friend.
See, man, I like your view on that. So basically, what you're trying to say is what we're going to be getting into about marriage is that sometimes it is an uphill battle and it's not always beautiful. So, men, listen to that. What does that mean for you, to my married fellas? Hey, man, if your relationship is not great, we have been there and we understand, and we will give solutions and advice to stuff that we have been through to help you push through what you got going on. There is another side to your marriage, and we're going to find that. We're going to dig it up. We're going to dig it up and we're going to find that. Trust me, whenever
Throw another one at me.
come on, man. Come on. Hey, look, roulette questions. You throw one at me.
Well,
You
let me
throw
ask
one.
you a question.
Bring it.
You have kids, man. You
Yeah.
have kids, and you have different variables of ages of kids. All right. And you got to make sure you have boys, you have girls. Man, what kind of struggle it is to raise or rear kids in today's society, Daniel.
Man, that's a strong question. Let me tell you something. What's that Bible verse they got in the Bible where it say you spare a rod, you spoil a child?
That's right.
I'm gonna just tell you, man. Growing up, seeing the way that I was raised and seeing the way that my sisters were raised, and us growing up, we have to come to a realization, man, that our kids are not growing up in the same society. The days of us wanting to be outside all the time, not knowing what social media is, and you know, the value of friendships, the value of freedom, the value to be able to spend time with family. The kids this day and age, they don't really value those things. So when you say rearing a kid in this day and age, or raising one, yeah, the only thing you could really do as a man these days to really raise a child is to set the right example.
That's correct.
And
That's correct.
I feel that there's no such thing as a perfect father. I feel that there's no such thing as a perfect man, a perfect role model. I think some people are better role models than other. But one thing that I've seen make the biggest impact on my son, on my kids, is whenever I show up to events that I know that hey, I got to work, but I take the time to show up. Time is a lot. Second thing, when you do have downtime, show them what a man is supposed to do.
That's right.
You go outside, you cut the grass, you pay the bills, you make sure to treat their mama with respect and don't disrespect their mama so they can know how to respect women. Take care of your responsibilities, making sure you always up early for work. Sometimes I wake up earlier than my kids before they even go to school. But that does something for a young baby and a young man this day and age. Because you want me to tell you what kids are seeing these day and age? They ain't seeing that.
No,
They're not
no,
seeing that. And when I
no,
say they
no.
ain't seeing that, you're gonna have to forgive me. That's that old Louisiana slang, but that's just the reality. They're not seeing that. So to answer your question in a short form, man, I feel like the best way to raise your kids in 2025 as a man, I can't speak for women because I'm not a woman, but as a man, is to lead by example. What's your saying, Arthur, that you say all the time? Be who what?
Be who you say you are.
Be who you say you are. So, man, I'm a great father. A great father doesn't always mean showing up to basketball games. A great father, what kind of example are you setting? How are you showing work ethic? How are you teaching your son to do certain things? I can get into it. I don't want to spend 20, 30 minutes on that, but that's another topic, fellas. Being a dad, being a father, raising kids in 2025. Jesus Christ.
Mm.
Somebody help me, please. Help me.
Throw another one at me.
Yeah, come on, man. I like it. I like it. So, another thing I feel like men struggle with, and this is another one. This is another one. Now, fellas, this one gonna hit. This one's gonna hit. Some of you guys have friends that are holding you back from getting to your next level or not participating in your mental health development or not participating in you becoming a better employee or not participating in you becoming a better father, but you're blinded to the fact of them being a long-term friend. How? Now, I'm not saying it could be a short-term friend. It could be somebody you met 2 months ago that you like really a lot. One of the topics that we're gonna talk about is your inner circle, your personal circle, your inner circle is so important. It's so important. It's okay to have a big one, but if you want to accomplish big things and you're not there yet, you got to start small. You got to start small. You need a powerful small. Arthur, how important is a good quality circle of people around you? How good is that? In your eyes, how serious of a topic do you think that is to talk about your inner circle?
Well, because of the sensitivity of it, that makes it important.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll tell you a phrase. Love hides all faults.
Hmm. Say
Okay?
it again. Say it again. Hold on. Say it again. Say it again. Come on.
Love
Mm,
hides all faults. So they used to say love is blind, but you
mm,
see, and that doesn't X that out.
mm.
But you see, you got to be watchful who you fall for in this world.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
Because sometimes you want to be on the in crowd so much
Mm.
that you overlook the fact that that crowd that you want to be into They really just want to get enough information to put you out.
Talk
So
about it.
you gotta you just be mindful and pay attention to people's body language when you're talking to them.
Mm,
Body language is the loudest language heard. No matter what language people speak in the world,
it's true.
body language, you could watch a television screen or your phone and not speak the language that the person is speaking, but their body language tells you what's going on.
Mm,
And
mm,
if you pay attention to this with people, you'll find out who is your friend or not. And then you'll know how to navigate in the relationship. A lot of times, man, we have these idiosyncrasies about ourselves and we don't feel as confident as we should in many cases. And then we look for that admiration from other people, and then sometimes it's the wrong source, but you want to be accepted, you rather than rejected.
yeah,
And a lot of times you're the one that comes up short trying to search for a green check mark. And
yeah,
it's just not the right course
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. That inner circle, man. That inner circle is powerful. Keep in mind, guys, I got the cheat code of an inner circle. He right here. Cheat code of an inner circle. That's one of many, but that many was built one at a time. Everyone that I have in my circle, I can genuinely say they want the best for me in every avenue. And another thing too is, man, if you got friends, and look, I'm gonna pick the microphone up to say this. I'm gonna pick the microphone up to say this. If you got friends, if you got friends that can't keep it real with you and don't try to hold you accountable, cut them off. Cut them off. Cut them off. What is a friend if there's no accountability? What is a friend if they can't keep it real with you? Now, this is something that we could talk 30, 45 minutes on. This is another thing. Come on, guys. I'm telling you, there's benefit. There's stuff to eat here.
Right.
There's stuff to eat here. These are just small tad bits that we're going to talk about in every other podcast. But man, I'm telling you, powerful information. Powerful information. Inner
Let
circle.
me throw one at you.
Come on, throw me
Let me
another one.
let
Bring
me
it.
throw one at
I
you.
ain't scared.
What if you work really, really hard, man?
Quit.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I'm just
I
playing,
love
man.
it.
Give it to me.
Hey,
Give it
but how much of the world today have that attitude when it gets too tough?
Ooh,
Right?
everybody, don't nobody want to work. Don't get me started, man.
Right?
Don't get me
Right?
started, man. Don't
They,
get me
they,
started.
they not realizing that we all are just really miniature soldiers in a dirt war. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
put that off to another.
yeah, yeah. That's episode 5.
Here's the thing, man.
Hit me with it.
What if you work really, really hard and you apply yourself and you work your way up a certain ladder, whatever that ladder is,
Hmm.
and you start to make more money than you've ever made in your entire life? How do you handle it?
Wow.
How do you handle it, man? See, how often do we see people that make more money than they've ever made in their lives, or acquire fame or power, or all three, not handle it right? And it destroys the nature of who they are when they know, and people that know them in their circle from their beginning, that they weren't reared like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How do you handle it? This podcast, I believe, I
You
know you
just,
could respond. You know what I mean?
you just really is really a simple solution. You could really just transfer all the money you make to my account. And I'll show you what.
Check your phone.
Yeah. No, man, the reality of it is I've seen what money can do to the wrong people.
That's right.
I've seen it, man. I've worked next to guys that were making crazy money, but they wasn't mentally prepared for the money. They wasn't
That's right.
prepared for the title. I've seen people get promoted to certain positions where they didn't earn it. They were given the position because of who they knew, and I'm not gonna get into all that, but and that's for another episode. But the reality of it is, I've seen money given to the wrong person mess up marriages. I've seen money given to the wrong person mess up fatherhood completely. I've seen men completely walk away from their families over money.
Over
I've
money.
Man, I had this one guy, man, I was working with, man. I always look at, he always came into work with these lunches, man, and I mean these little packed lunches with these handmade sandwiches. And man, everybody used to clown him so much and be like, God, dog, man, who is this making you these sandwiches? Oh, it's my wife, and everybody, oh man, we all are jealous of his wife. Oh, I wish my wife would shoot. I wish my wife would make a ham sandwich. Crazy thing is, all of a sudden we looked, and then a few weeks later, I knew he was making more money, and I stopped seeing the lunchbox come. What happened? Oh, well, man, me and my wife are going through it. And then a few months later, now all of a sudden he divorced. A few months after that, he married, found him another wife. Hey, man, what happened to your kids? You had 5 kids. Oh, well, you know? Nah, man, what happened? You've been rocking with this girl since you were in high school, and now you get a hold of a little bit of money. Now, you see? So, how you handle it, the solution of how you handle it is you have to think, minds of men. You have to think about what you're going to do with money while you don't have money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You have to be smart enough to know what you're going to do. So, look, think about this. I think this was either you or this was James Bond. It's one of the tight guys that I'm with. Somebody told me, hey, man, if you were to get $1 million right now, what would you do with it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, man, I'll probably, pay my mom and them house, he'll probably buy a new car and, see, man, if you're not prepared to be able to get money like that means you ain't never gonna get it. You're never going to get it. So how do you receive that kind of money? You have to prepare like the money's already on its way. So the solution would be find out what your passion is and what it is you're trying to accomplish, and make sure to have a plan in place so when the money does hit, all it is the execution at that point. It's not a figure out stage. The money hits immediately. Next, the 5 things you're going to do: investment, 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 investment. And there's an immediate action plan. There's no second guessing. There's no let me make a phone call. You already know when you work with your mental, when you train your mental to be pre-prepared for whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, accomplishments come faster.
Mm-hmm.
They come faster. So
Mm-hmm.
that's just
Yeah.
and let me throw one at you.
Hit me.
So,
Hit me.
few different things. Minds of Men podcast. I hope y'all still locked in with me, man. I'm telling you, this is some good stuff. This isn't us diving into it. We're just touching topics. We're touching them one thing at a time. Arthur, we could speak to this a lot. This is one we could speak to a lot. This is one I'm gonna have to ask from all the way back here because I don't want to be too close and offend nobody. How to be hireable and how to be fireable.
Hey, so, I own a recruiting and training company
Talk to him.
along with a national recruiting and training company since 2009.
Long money.
So, well, I can definitely still get as many cans of Vienna sausages as you want.
Yeah.
And
All
look, they got the barbecue flavor now, so you'll be good.
yeah, we do.
Um, I'll start on a small scale. When you come to an interview, man, dress appropriately.
Thank you. Thank you. Gentlemen, if you're looking for a job, the man said it. The number one thing. He didn't talk about how you spoke. He didn't say what to say. He didn't say anything else. He didn't say what car you drove. What is the number one advice right now that you give people looking for a job in the market for employment? What is the number one thing you ask of, Arthur?
Dress appropriately.
Dress the part. Dress the part.
Simply go on your cell phone, look at the website of the company that you're applying for,
Yeah.
and look at the culture there, and then base your attire off of the culture.
Yeah.
There should be no reason why you look online and see that the culture is corporate America or professional, and then you walk in with jeans and a t-shirt on and
Come
tennis
on.
shoes.
Come on, man. Why? Why do you think that is, man?
Well, what I've seen in my journey is most of the times that person never had that one person in their lives to tell them that that wasn't the right thing to do.
Minds of Men podcast.
So I've always made it a point to interview every last person who had the jeans and the t-shirt on. And
Yes.
if they interviewed very well, I gave them an opportunity to
Come back.
advance to the next step. But you see, I also equipped them with what they came to me without.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the next time I saw them, if they still had the jeans and the t-shirt on, we would never speak again.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because
So,
now you could no longer say you didn't have that person in your life
yeah.
to tell you otherwise.
Or you had it and you didn't value it.
There's only
And
two reasons why people don't do something. Either they don't know or they
Mhm.
know and they don't want to do it.
Point blank, period. You want me to tell you something, man, that I've seen the same thing. And golly, man, I try not to get into these topics. These are such good topics, man. God, dog. But it's the same thing. I feel that we have a lot of people in society that talk about wanting to make an abnormal amount of money.
Mhm.
Everybody wants to be rich. But when you give them the roadmap and the requirements to be successful, 98.97% of people bow out. And when you see what the requirement is, and you see the long nights and the long hours and the dealing with foolishness and how you need to carry yourself and how you got to be clean cut and how you have to brush your teeth and how you have to brush your hair and how a good set of frames does good for your face and how a suit looks good on you. But then they see all the stuff behind, oh man, I don't have to do all that. Yeah, man. If you want to do big things and you want to accomplish big things, it's a requirement. Now let's flip it. How important is it to make sure that you stay out of the category of being fireable?
Well,
How important is that?
I'll tell you real simple what my daddy used to tell me when I took my first job.
Mhm.
He said, now look, these people paying you $2.75 an hour. That's a lot of money. So what you need to do is
Mm.
you do two things. You go in there and you find out what that man wants you to do and what he don't want you to do.
Mm.
Isn't that amazing? Now,
Yes.
if we were to expand and expound on those two simple principles,
Mhm.
we could learn a lot about how not to be fireable. First of all, whatever time you need to be at work, everybody say, if you're early, you're on time. I agree with that. But if you need to be there for 9, I say be there for 8:15. So that means however long it needs to take you to get from your house to the job, you need to add an additional 30 minutes to that. It's best to be not only early, but mentally prepared to start every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then while you're there, to not be fireable, perform at not just an average level, an above average level, to where you're satisfying yourself and your family, knowing that mentally, not only did I go to work, I performed at an abnormal level. And whatever my employer needed or wanted me to do, I excelled. Now I've positioned myself in a place to not only have done the job that I was called upon to do,
It's good stuff.
but perform at a level to where I am additionally rewarded for performing at that level. So now I'm not just providing for my family, I'm putting my family in a position to be rewarded financially. And now I could bring a raise home and I could take my family to yet another level and just keep excelling. There is no room for being fireable at
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah. Well, I feel like being fireable is a choice that a lot of people make by not being smart and aware of their surroundings. See, what people need to understand is this: there's bosses at every job. Unless you're self employed Everyone is going to have a boss. Everybody has a boss. I don't care high up now. It's a little bit high up. You go on the Richter scale, you start finding people that are not bosses. But keep in mind, in order to be a great coach, you have to be a great player first. In order to be a great teacher, you have to be a great student. I always tell guys this all the time. You want to be good at the car business, you want to do big things, forget the car business, even if you want to be a better version of yourself. How hungry are you for success really? How hungry are you for success really? We make ourselves fireable at jobs by doing the opposite of exactly what you talked about, not being to work on time, having a bad attitude, entertaining small talk at work that you know you shouldn't be talking about. All the stuff that you know that you shouldn't be talking about. Talk to me, minds of men. All the stuff that you know you shouldn't be entertaining. These sideline comments, getting involved in a little piddle-pat drama with all the employees that are temporary that probably won't have a job in the next year. And you're trying to make a career out of this job, but you having temporary conversations. Every opportunity that your boss comes around where they get to look at your work and see what you do for a living and see how well you do and how much pride you take, they're met with emotion. It's a failure. It's a huge failure. There's ways to avoid that. That's another big topic we're going to talk about on Minds of Men podcast. Another huge topic. Another huge. You got one to hit me with before I hit you with another one?
You have been in this business for a long time, meaning the car industry.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you, for people that have been on their jobs or in their careers for a long period of time, speak from a personal experience. What has motivated you on a day-to-day basis for as long as you've been in this business? What has been your biggest motivation?
I got a point to prove. I got a genuine point to prove, and it ain't to nobody but me.
Hmm.
Nobody but me. And I think that while I'm proving that point to myself, it'll affect others in a good way. But I genuinely have a feeling that what I was born for is bigger than anything we could ever imagine. Anything that I could have imagined. I see my family. I see my mom's side of the family. I see my dad's side of the family. I see everyone. I see everybody from where we come from Louisiana. I was the only one that was willing to jump out of the state and take that risk. I know if you do a little bit of research on Louisiana, Louisiana has a 98% rate for if you're born in Louisiana, you die in Louisiana, which is the most beautiful thing ever because it's so cultural to where I love the state from the bottom of my heart. Nothing against Louisiana, but I felt like what God had planned for me, I had to step out. I felt like I had to step out. And I feel like the point that I'm trying to prove to me is that no matter the circumstances, no matter the skin color, no matter where you started, where you come from, how you are, whatever you got going on, whatever your background is, you can be successful. And I feel that success is all in your mind. Success is all in your mind. It's a mental, it's a decision that you have to make. I have legitimately decided that I'm going to be successful no matter what. I don't need anyone to tell me, hey man, you're going to be successful. I know it already. I know it already. And I'm going to work towards it every single day. If you teach me something small, I want to learn what you taught me and I want to be better than you at it. That's just how my mind works, But how can people correlate that to their jobs that they have now and have been at their jobs a long time? Think to yourself, this is what I challenge everybody to do. And we're going to move topics after this. I don't want to keep bothering y'all with just this one topic, but I feel like this is something that's very important. This is another thing that we're going to get into. What is your reason for working? What is your reason for being at that one job for 8 years? What is it that you want from that job? Don't tell me that you're just working that job because you're cool with $21.75 an hour. Don't tell me you're okay with that. If you are, be transparent. I accept that. Thank you for your transparency. But the people that are not okay with that, but they're doing it anyway, those are the ones that I'm talking to right now. What is the purpose? Once you figure out what your purpose is at your employer, you work a little different. I knew my purpose was that I want to own the places instead of working for the places. So, in order for me to own the place instead of working for the place, I have to prepare myself and make a decision mentally that now I'm working for something completely different. You got to carry yourself different. You got to think different. You got to show up different. You got to work different. You got to be better than everybody else by an outstanding amount. The small things that they want everybody to be good at, you got to be great at it. So, same thing, just like with everybody's job. I feel like if you've been at your job a long time, you need to think about what is the purpose? What is my purpose? What am I working for? Are you working to save your money to open up your own business? Great. Put a plan in place. If you're working because you want to be the district manager of a branch and you got one branch that you're working at right now and you want to run that branch, find out what job does the branch manager do and find out how to do it and teach yourself how to do it or ask the right questions. We're going to get into that too. And then learn how to do it and accomplish it. The only person that's stopping you is you. The only person that's stopping you is you. Oh, well, my boss. Oh, stop. Let me tell you something about a boss. I have seen companies fire people that have been there 15 years to put someone in their seat that they do not know strictly off of talent. I've seen that happen. Talent, work ethic, I've seen it happen. Talent and work ethic these day and age. This day and age is unknown of. So if you got some of it and you know how to use it, you're the most valuable person in the room. Obviously, there's a lot of other things got to come in there. Common sense, knowing how to carry yourself, playing your politics correctly. Yeah, all that. But the reality of it is, and I hate to go on a tangent, but if you got a job, you need to know what your purpose is. You need to know what you're working for, and then put in an action plan. Put in an action plan for what you want to do. Don't just don't ride the bike. I want to go from a bike to a motorbike. I want to go from a motorbike to a Honda Accord. I want to go from a Honda Accord to a Bentley and so on and so forth. Helicopter, everything. I just want to keep moving up. If you work with that kind of mentality, the employer sees it and they respect it. And I'm telling you, money comes with it and promotions come with it. You'll get more out of your job if you know your purpose of why you're working.
I like it, man. So can you throw one more at me?
Come on, bring it to me. We got one more last one. One more last one. We're gonna let y'all go, Minds of Men podcast. We got one more, baby. Let's do one more. Come on, let's go.
Throw one at me. Let me
Oh,
let
one
me
more
hear.
for you. One more for
Yeah,
you.
throw it at me.
Hey, man, look, we've talked about marriage. We've talked about how to be hireable, how to be fireable. We talked about your personal circle of people, how important it is to make sure that you got the right personal circle of people around you. There's so many other topics, but the last thing, how open or how hard do you think it is? Why is it hard for us to embrace accountability from either other men, our spouses, family members, whoever it is? Why is it so hard for men to either hold themselves accountable or embrace accountability coming from other people outside of themselves? Why is it so hard for us to be able to embrace that?
Because of how it makes us look. You see, that becomes a factor to you if you don't know who you are.
Mm, mm, mm,
You talked earlier about becoming the best version of yourself. One of the main ways to do that is to approach it with complete honesty. That's hard to do because
mhm,
it's hard to look in the mirror for fear of who you see, who you haven't come to grips with. So when the spotlight, the microscope, is put upon what's in you that you hadn't come to grips with to become the best version of yourself, you shy away from it.
yeah, yeah.
So, how could there be accountability for what you run from?
Hmm,
How could there be? So,
hmm,
where does it all start? It all starts with trying to find out, if you don't know, trying to find out who you actually are as a person.
mhm,
Now we're talking about your functionality, how you can function, how you can maneuver in life and just navigate through this big maze of a world.
mhm,
Now, when you're navigating knowing who you are. If you don't,
mhm.
and you've run away from what's in that mirror, there will never be accountability.
Yeah.
There will only be this here
Mm.
in that direction.
Yep.
That's the only thing that it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Beginning today, treat everyone you meet, friend or foe, loved one or stranger, as though they were going to be dead at midnight, and extend to them all the love, care, and kindness and understanding that you could possibly muster up, and do it with no thought of a reward. Your
Mm.
life will never be the same.
I love it.
Og Mandino.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, man, look, I love that. I love that. Man, boy, that's a powerful quote. What's the name again on that one?
Og Mandino.
Og Mandino. Shout out to Og Mandino on that quote, man. That is very powerful. Look, Minds of Men podcast. There's only one. There's only one. You want real talk? You want real info? You want real life? Real information? Real men? Real time? This is where you find it at. This is the truth. This is real talk. This is real comments. Please follow us on all social media platforms. All social media platforms. We got TikTok. We got Facebook. We got Instagram. We got YouTube. Minds of Men podcast on all platforms. Gentlemen, we are looking forward to it, to cover one topic at a time and go in depth. Go in depth. This is the type of podcast where you need to bring a pen and paper. Bring a pen and paper. Record it. Keep it saved on your subscriptions on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. This is stuff that you need to share. We are not here for publicity. We are here to help. We are here to grow with each other. That's what we are here for. And this man right here is going to play a huge part in that. Arthur, man, we thank you. We appreciate you coming on to the podcast, man. It means a lot. Thank you so much for coming. Minds of Men podcast, the one and only, baby. We signing out for the night. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Hey, remember, winners win, losers lose. Which one are you?